Hello there YouTube, this is Sibbles and Bits back at it again with some more Inkbound. Today's Wednesday, so we are going to be playing some more Weaver. There was a patch that just hit today. The thing that's weird, and this isn't meant as like a, weird flex bro, but the one negative thing about being a playtester, I noticed this a lot in Arcanium as well, is that it's very hard to know what's actually real at any given time. So I sort of like read the patch notes, but I've also it's hard to keep track of all the changes that are actually in the game. So I don't know, you guys may have noticed that like a couple of times. Like I'll probably refer to wrong numbers or stuff like that, or I'll look at something and be like, oh, well, like this is actually better than I expected. I don't know if I've had any cases of that, hopefully not, but again, just trying to not not spill the beans of anything or anything like that, right? I do know that there's a lot of crit changes, and I know that a lot of the crit changes are bad for crit, pretty much for the purposes that I mentioned in my Sit Down Saturday video of critical changes. I think that a lot of key things that worked very well for certain classes and certain abilities got, like, nerfed hard because they were just taken away. But I think that ultimately, if a skill had a common or maybe even a green critical augment, it benefited. But otherwise, like, a lot of skills just, I don't know. I feel I don't know if, like, they're just giving it a test. Oh, wait a minute. We're not supposed to be. It's not Wednesday at all. What the heck am I talking about? It's supposed to be Tuesday. Where the heck am I at? Anyways, we're going to go ahead and play the correct class. This should be Mosscloak. I'm not even going to edit that out because, as you can tell, work has left me not in a good headspace. Taking a look at all these names, everything looks like it's YouTube friendly, except for that guy. What the heck? You gonna name yourself that? Anyways, okay, Mosscloak. That puts me in a completely different headspace here. I think that Mosscloak actually suffers the most from the critical changes because we lost our blue aug that was just 20% crit on our throw, and I think we technically gained on Flurry because it gained a little bit of crit chance, but it wasn't much. I don't know, but you know what? We're going to test it out. Is there a crit thing here? There is not a crit thing here. So let's instead, well, deal damage is kind of a crit thing. We'll go ahead and try it. I usually don't recommend this, but we're looking to do a crit build here. And the reason for that, of course, being that we are trying to, get a feel of exactly if everything's working as intended. Now, I don't think that we have any common crit augs, so Sharp Throw is probably our best one, or we can go into Distant Flurry. Distant Flurry is very good for usability because, I mean, it just means that you wiggle better. You're able to hit more things, potentially. The hitting more things doesn't honestly usually help. It's more like just making sure that you can, like, snipe stuff from afar, which is very good for your trading, because if you can kill the last enemy that's halfway across the screen, then it can't deal damage to you, right? And that's sort of Mosscloak's defensive idea, which is going to be a bit rough going into Shadows of Runestone because, I mean, it's much better than Argoloth because we have a lot less tentacles hitting us, but we're going to have the hands when they're not actually actively trying to, like, punch us. They're going to be direct targeting, and they deal a lot of damage if we don't reduce them down. So we need to get access to evasive, and that's just like core kit stuff, to be honest. So I think this is sharp throw here. Just having 45 damage is very good, pretty much. I'm not sure about giving enemies DR. Doesn't really seem like a good idea to us. If we're going crit, pacifism's basically free. If we can get cleave here, then we can get our bleed in the Vengewood, which is somewhat appetizing. And this Beat of Flame is just going to help us boss. It's going to do that pretty well. It's not as good as Beat of Ivy, in my opinion, simply because of, like, eventually it gets to about the same damage of Beat of Ivy, but Beat of Ivy just stacks on so much damage. This is going to add 45 damage, whereas Beat of Ivy starts at, like, 84, and then you just keep adding, like, 84, 84. Takes Beat of Flame about, I believe, 4 turns to get to, like, the same level of damage that Ivy's getting at, but that's neither here nor there, because this is where we're at. Anyways, with 45, we should be able to dispatch this guy in hopefully 2 hits. Like, not technically, because, well, I mean, you even have Platinum Cannon. If you have Platinum Cannon, then this will kill. Seems good. We're going to go ahead and mark you and wait till next turn. Because we are likely, probably shouldn't have done that. We could have wiggled here. Beep bap. This is going to give us full. And then we just have to find the magic pixel that, as always, doesn't exist. Excuse me? Does Market lose all stacks at end of turn? Okay, I really scuffed that one then. For whatever reason, I thought that Mark stayed. Well, screw you, Mark. Alright, then we're going to wait till next turn when we can mark you. So we're going to take this 5 damage, and there's not really much that we can do about it. Might as well get that guy over there dead to the burn. We're going to take 5 damage, which again is decent breakage. We're not too concerned about it. Go ahead and pay out here. Pick up another orb, give you some burn, and then pretty much all we can do is spam up. So hopefully next turn we have this. I think plus damage came in pretty good there. We could add some poison damage. It's not that I'm against it. It's something that will likely end up in the build at some point. It just doesn't really do much for us here. So this is probably going to seem a little weird. I'm willing to reroll. And I will definitely take 1 physical power, even though it's going to get negated. It just feels better than the rest of those things. We are actually remembering to take our binding first. These are technically things we need to do for our quest. We need to poison in the garden, and we need to shock in the market. But I honestly think, like, I'm willing to reroll for cleave. And there it is. Never punished. And then we're going to go back. And now we're going to pick this up, because now cleave can be in here. 2 stacks of bleed is pretty much the best thing that we can get out of this. I believe there is 1 negative cooldown. If we get it, we'll take it. But just to add more single target damage to us. Alright. More Quillings. So, there was also a lot of good quality of life changes in the patch notes, right? Like, a lot of the on-kill effects got changed to just on enemy death, except for those that made the most sense, I would say. Which is a pretty good quality of life. Just making sure that the way that people read stuff is the way that it works. Am I willing to just trade with you? I think I am. Light Bomb's gonna cause quite a bit of breakage in this fight. Not much that we can do about it. Am I able to Magic Pixel you guys? Be real cool if you did. If I don't spend these now, I'm gonna take 6 damage. Okay, this guy's doing an AoE, which is much better. Get these little bits. And this guy's done next turn. Pretty clean fight, I would say. If you consider Blight Bomb took off 6 health from us. No, it didn't take off 6 health. It took out 4, I believe. I almost feel like it had to be 6. Anyways, that's where a majority of our breakage came from either way. Hold up. I'm going to check patch notes right now. Did they seriously miss this one? Sorry about this. Common Bonk upgrade. Leaping Strike, Smash, Throw, Flurry, Flurry, Flurry uncommon, Flurry common. Are these are today, yeah? This patch will be released at approximately 10 a.m. tomorrow. Okay, so we are doing this for charity. All right. Well, we're still going to keep it. But if that's the case, we really don't want to crit with Flurry. Oh, I suppose we don't know if we're going to get After Image. Like, reading might actually help. Since the patch notes are going to be are for tomorrow. Interesting. Anyways, another 2 stacks of bleed. Like, it's something. At this point, I think we actually need the cooldown. It up-tiered into Shatter. Why do you do this to me? Like, why? Like, I'll take it. I'm not happy. Lethal Throw seems pretty good. I would honestly prefer to have the critical chance, though. Gain 1 shield for each enemy hit. These are both pretty... These are all pretty suffer. I guess Stockpiled Flurry isn't bad. Means that we can pay out Flurry more often. I think I'm almost willing to take that. Otherwise, having 12 stacks of bleed, If we get the triple swipe, then that's quite a bit of bossing damage. take Racier Sharp Cleave. And we'll take Poison Tip Throw. Alright. Not so sure that I need any Glyph Globes. So we're going to go ahead and get a Vestige. Alright. And he's done. All right. Gonna trade quite a bit here. Not really a fan of that. Go ahead, dash through here, hit you with just that. Don't really have a lot of shurikens to pay that out. We're gonna take our Mercurial Elixir. Hit all of you guys. And then of course we're just going to make sure that can we hit everybody? Is that a thing that we are allowed to do? Yes. That's huge. Okay. Get wrecked. Misery's Whip might just be the only way that we're going to get this Bleed and Vengewood quest. Otherwise, Unic Char, Illuma's Whetstone, I don't respect it. Gain critical charges once, and then 10%. Like, it's great, like, opening damage. But it's, like, that's literally all it is. I could see it being considerable with Cleave. Mark hits something with Cleave, does a whole ton of damage. But really, like, this is good if you have a shock setup. Go ahead, hit everything with Chain Lightning, and then pay out with a crit straight away. Like, that turns it into decent AoE damage. This is great on Obelisk, because then you just Seismic Slam. Then at that point, it's easy to pick up critical damage because your turn 1 is just better. Otherwise, this Beat of Flame could still go, like, pretty hard, but we're currently quest scumming, if that's what you're going to allow me to call it. And there's another 2 stacks of bleed. I can dig it. Now, After Image is a way for us to get elusive, or evasive, sorry, but I'm not sure that that's how we want to do this. I think that it's fine though. It'll definitely help us during the final boss, being Runestone. Again, for single target attackers, we often have to trade with single target attackers now, so just taking care of that. Let's go ahead and hit up the shop. There might be something good. I was debating the stats since we have technically 2 different stats that we want to invest in. And there it is, right there. That's what we were looking for. That's what it's all about, baby. And take a Coin of Shadow. Softened Wispit is also notable because it just means that we actually get to keep our physical power now. Wait, of 1. Or does it? I mean, we would need more physical power for us to gain here, because otherwise pacifism's going to hit turn 1. We're at 0. At the... Okay, on your turn, never mind. We would have 1 physical power. So this would offset... Is that worth 70? I'll take it. Why not? Prickly frickin' puffer. Okay. May it do a thing. Am I really not going to get this guy? No, I am not. Okay, so we are going to take some damage. We already have 1 evasive. We might as well just prime this up. The only thing we're taking damage from is Lusk themselves. There is a question to ask if that was worth saving 2 health. I think that all of our health is going to be very important in this fight. Go ahead and take this Porb. Alright. We are not in a good way here. Well, there's our armored porcupine, which is huge for Obelisk and Weaver. Okay, get me down here if you can. And this is why we would want the extended range. Pretty much makes it so that if you can mark them with dash, you can also hit them. But we are just in a sad way. I'll hit you with 5 of these. You're gonna phase. You're direct targeting me. It's actually exactly what we want. Now we get to spooky territory, phase 2 of Lusk. I don't think that I can get both of you guys. Magic Pixel doesn't exist. It's pretty close though. Maybe we could... do something like this. All right. Okay. Okay. It's getting pretty dicey already. We will crit, so we're not worried about you. Would really like to take care of your friend here. At the same time, if we can. Maybe we after image here. It's going to hit throw or it's going to hit cleave. I'm going to go ahead bing the thing. We didn't get what we wanted. Typical. So let's go ahead and cleave everything. We're dodging your direct attack. We don't care. Hit you with all these shurikens that you get more bleed, and we've pretty much won. It did pretty much take all of our health though, like I said. We didn't have enough damage to not care about the little Lusks. Hmm. I think Ricochet would be, like, pretty good here. But I also think that Poison Shot isn't necessarily bad either. It gives us another scaling venue. Because we're already inflicting like 6 stacks, plus that is 21. So we'd be doing like, I don't know, some amount of damage. We deal less like upfront damage though, which is like the whole reason why we took it. So it might be Ricochet for that purpose. Like, our defenses aren't really good enough right now to convince me that Poison Shot is the call here. I kind of like Critical Dash, not gonna lie. Just to make sure that we get that one evasive every turn without having to use After Image every single time. Some crit chance here would be nice. I'll take some crit damage. Wit Thief. I'm willing to go there. We need to poison things for our quest, and I honestly think that we're very good versus Nim. We are going to have to solve the whole damage thing, though, but I'm hoping... it's a way to be, but hoping that our run quest is going to solve that. Take more Vestiges, because we desperately need a build. Counter Assistance would be very good for us here. Boiling Muck would be huge for us. I appreciate this. Guess we're keeping that for next turn, but we have Wit Thief, so we really don't want to take it next turn. At least it's nearby? Question mark? Okay, so I think we're gonna just start hitting Ricochet and hoping that good things happen. Good things meaning that these enemies die. You're dealing 7 to us. We haven't crit yet. Guess what? Now we've crit. The only person dealing damage to us now is you. Is this good enough for us to take that orb? How much health do you have? 129? That's not going to kill you. So we'll just take our 5 and leave. Okay. Glass Cannon is not happening. It would certainly solve our damage problem, but the problem is yeah, we run into anything that we can't kill and we instantly die. We're gonna have tons of Earthshakers in this area. If they show up, it's bad news for us. I think Cloak of the Conspirator is the play. It doesn't really help us as far as evasive, but it will give us ability power at the start, which we can use to hopefully control the fight by killing the initial enemies. Of these here, I'd prefer to heal. Quickened Image? Question mark? Seems better than other things. We need to visit the Gardener to continue our quest line. That is huge. That very well may be our runestone right there.
Perhaps it... Well, did you find yourselves a shy new friend? What a surprise. A result of your legendary Inkbound's heroism, I'm afraid. Well-intentioned, of course, but the results, well, they speak for themselves, if you'll pardon the pun. You see, that poor quill that you fished from the sea has become unbound. an affliction that deprives a quill of their ability to interpret intent, and thus their sense of purpose. This intent, well, it comes from you, Needless, just like it does all binders. Curious that such a natural bond between binder and quill would be severed at will, hmm? It's that sort of curiosity that may prove vital to your continued survival, Needless.
Alright. I don't think Harbinger's trophy is ever going to pop off. We don't deal that much damage. Dun's Head is huge for us. As far as a crit build, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take that. I will take a Heroic Vault, thank you. Oh, almost missed this. Alright. So I suppose since the patch isn't out, and I was about to ask you guys how you're enjoying the patch, I suppose I will instead ask you if you're, viewing this on the day of, what is your opinions on the patch? And if you're viewing this later, how is the patch? I think it's a fair way to put it. That is a lot of enemies. Thankfully, we have Ricochet. There we go. We unfortunately kind of need to end up near that, There we go. That's safe. I don't know, maybe we could have gotten away with Glass Cannon, but I feel like we're going to take some damage. Especially in the Nim fight. Oh no. Or like right there. We would have lost most of our health. But that's a me problem, not a you guys problem. An ish me, not an ish you, if you will. Blooming Un. I guess we technically burn single target, but that doesn't really seem very good. I'm almost considering Defense Matrix here. We're under 50%. Would be pretty good. I just don't know what we would get rid of. Misery's Whip? Maybe we're over that. Claim rewards. That's interesting. What? Like, seriously, what? I mean, we gotta, right? I think the correct move here would be to take Wit's Book of Magic. Getting access to Cleave more often, getting access to After Image more often is kind of huge for this build. But Needlecloak? We have the Defense Matrix? We're under 50%? I'm sorry, I gotta. I think we can get rid of this at this point. Give me critical damage. If we want shurikens... God, I'm befuddled. Gain another 5 shuriken. If we can reduce the cost of this now, that'd be pretty slick. Yeah? If this is immortality, we've almost made it. Like, I don't think that there's anything that can kill us in this game. That's a very big gamble, though. Whereas, like, this is definitely going to give us stuff. If we're priming crits like this, Lethal Flurry's the way to go. And I really wish that I could get Shielding Dash, but I'm never going to see it again. Oh. After Image, reducing the cooldown of Cleave or itself is probably our best move here. Like, we could go to this uncommon augment. If we get Money Pot and we kill it, then we'll be able to get something to reroll it and make sure that we get Shielded Dash. Because I'm pretty sure it's at green. Maybe it's not. Is it Is it blue? Hold up, I should look this up. My apologies, I'm just staring at my phone on camera. It's so rude. Where are we at? Here we are. Scavenger's Dash. It is uncommon because Prepared is a blue there for some reason. So in order to get our shielding, we would need to take this. And I'm willing to take it. I don't care who says what about me. And there's our money pot so that we can re-roll for it. Appreciating life. Of course that would miss. We're being direct targeted, so I'm gonna go ahead, hit this. And then just honestly clock these fools. That gives us more evasive than we know what to do with. And next turn we can go ahead, hit Mercurial, because we're gonna need it in order to like dodge all this crap. You're making me take more damage? That's rude. Alternatively, kill all the direct attackers, and then you don't have to worry about taking incoming damage. That's a lot of direct attackers, though. Just saying. You're gonna go down there? Seriously? Okay. How much evasive do I have? I have 1 evasive. Boop! The fact that dodges don't count for spikes, I don't agree with it. Anyways. I would really like to get the 3 of you. But I'm not sure Magic Pixel exists here. Are you... Alright. If I was to use this down here, I can get the both of you. But it certainly wouldn't kill. And I'm not going to get there either. Dear Lord, this is bad. Well, this will reduce the most incoming damage. Unless I can somehow hit 2 of you. Hold up. Okay. We're dead. This is the worst of times. Like, everything's dying. We just have to trade. That's literally our one weakness. Oh man, unstable circuitry. I think we need it. I don't think it's better than Moss Mothers. We are already in this needle bowl. Beat of Flame is probably the thing that can go the most. What's over here? We're healing. Beat of Flame is our single target, though. I don't think that we can get rid of that. I think it's Soften Wisp it. Re-roll this. Thank you. That's huge. That would have saved us a lot of health back there. Alright. What's going on here? Stone Pitch Pipe's pretty big for us. I don't know what we're replacing for it, though. That would probably have to be Beat of Flame. Like, do we get rid of this due to the fact that we just stack more burn than this? I think we get rid of that just because we stack more burn than that. Malformed Tracing is also technically another will in a time where we don't have will. So that's notable. Stone Pitch Pipe is also another will and cooldown reduction, so I think that's the play. We take this, put it on Beat of Flame, and we are going to heal. And we have to take some damage. Tell you what, I'm not feeling good going into this final fight without a horseshoe crab. That'll do it. I don't need to do any fancy stuff. If this is free, I'll take it. We got crit on the right thing. Let's crit them. Start throwing these out. This is fine. That is not fine. would prefer to not take this damage. Let's phase you. I'll tell you what, these needles aren't working out. It's probably what's going to kill our run, but another thing you guys may not know about me, if you haven't seen me from Arcanium, is I'm not content in just doing the same runs over and over again. Sometimes you need a little bit of spice. Now, was this maybe too spiced? Maybe. Probably. Nim's about to take, honestly, not enough damage. We really need some ability power to make these spikes worth it. We're going to be pretty close on this one. I legitimately don't know how we survive this. Like, you're hitting for 16. We simply just took too long to kill you. The DR would have been great here. Having to use that in the last fight definitely... Well, let's be honest. Like, going hard on the shielded Needlecloak is definitely what did us in. I think that we probably could have done it. We just mismanaged a couple of other things, right? But, yeah. Like, I think he dies. If that's any consolation. Yeah. Maybe trading that first turn wasn't also appropriate. I tried to trade to get into shielding. We ended up taking like 11 damage. I think we still would have been dead there. I'm trying to think about what else was offered in the shop. Could we have taken anything that would have saved us? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. If you guys have any ideas, right? As usual, hopefully the run was educational or entertaining. Should at least have been interesting, I think. If you have any feedback whatsoever, including comments, questions, concerns, misplay alerts, probably a lot of those. I think I hemorrhaged quite a bit of health on mistakes just due to Wit Thief. Me not counting how much AP I had. Sorry, not AP. Will. And I don't know. I think that run was winnable. Maybe it wasn't winnable where we were taking it. Like, Wit's Book of Magic would definitely have pushed more damage there. We would have used Cleave another 1, maybe 2 times. Which then would have resulted in more, like, damage. I think Stone Pitch Pipe was the right move. Maybe we were also supposed to buy Malformed Tracing, simply because with the 2 of them together, we're going to use like 5, and sometimes we get 2 will in a turn. I don't know. Anyways, again, if you guys have any feedback on how that run could have went better, willing to hear it. Definitely open for improvements there. Was definitely a spiced pivot, for sure. But, I don't know. I'm just over here huffing copium. If you guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the run, and until next time, I'll catch you guys around.